What is happening, film fans? It is Brad from Let's Be Real Brad and today on the channel, I want to talk to you guys about all the pickups that I got from the month of September, which include 4Ks, Blu-rays, and maybe a DVD and a VHS or two. Let's find out in the video. I was going to say review, but it's a video, so let's just get to it. So for this first pickup, I got the brand new 4K / Blu-ray transfer of a movie that I've had in my collection for quite some time, and that is Unbreakable, as I think this is a really solid movie from M. Night Shyamalan, as this is definitely a very influential film, especially on the superhero movie genre, and I'm really excited to get this one in particular because the Blu-ray for Unbreakable is just not that great, and I don't know if a part of it is just due to the movie itself, but we are going to find out on this brand new transfer, which I've heard is the best version of this movie, and I really can't wait to watch it as well because my wife Maddie has never seen this movie, but she saw Split and Glass and didn't realize there was a first movie in that trilogy, so I can't wait for her to check this out and see what she thinks. The next film I want to talk about is the latest entry in the Alien franchise that came out a couple years ago, and that is Alien Covenant on 4K Blu-ray. This is a movie that I do think is very enjoyable, and I don't think it's one of the greatest movies I've ever seen, but I think this is a pretty solid movie in the Alien franchise, and one that is able to explore the Alien universe and the prequel setting that is once again directed by Ridley Scott, as he was able to direct Prometheus as well. I'm really hoping they can do a third film in the prequel Alien series, but I guess that's up for determination in the future. The next pickup I got is the highest grossing movie of 2020 worldwide, and that is Demon Slayer the movie Mugen Train. This is a movie that I was not going to see when I first heard about it, but when I saw the trailer for it, I was really excited to watch it, and my wife and I binged the first season of Demon Slayer like right before Mugen Train came out. We literally finished the first season the day we were going to watch Mugen Train, so we literally just finished it. It hooks right into Mugen Train, and I really enjoyed this movie. I cannot wait to watch it again. I think this is a really good movie, and one that is also awesome because it actually is canon with the show as well, which a lot of anime movies aren't. And I also just love the fact that this is a movie that so many people were able to watch in the US, and it became a #1 on opening weekend, and I'm glad people like this as much as I did. The next pickups I got is a trilogy of films that are prequels to one of the biggest trilogies of all time, and it had a major sale for the very first time, and that is the Hobbit 4K trilogy, as this is one I've been wanting for such a long time. When they announced that the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit movies were coming to 4K, and I got the Lord of the Rings 4K, which was in one of the videos that I've done earlier this year, or was it last year? I don't remember, but now being able to have the Hobbit movies and being able to watch them with my wife Maddie, who has never seen them, this is going to be a great experience, especially seeing them on the best format possible. And I think these movies are going to look so good, especially because they're newer movies and because they look amazing and they're made by Peter Jackson. They are going to be phenomenal, and I know people don't love these movies, but I think they're actually really good, and I think they serve a greater purpose to the franchise as a whole of, Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings, so can't wait to watch them. The next pickup I got was a birthday gift from my mom, and she knows that I really love Criterion films, and she picked a movie that she loves and I also love as well, so it was a really great gift, and that is The Princess Bride. This is such a classic. If you have never seen this movie before, go out of your way and watch it because it is hilarious, it's iconic, it's memorable, as phenomenal performances, and it's just a movie that you can rewatch over and over again and you can't get sick of it. I can't wait to watch all the special features with the Criterion and just see how amazing this transfer is. And I know that my wife Maddie is going to want to watch this movie because she's also never seen this movie, so can't wait to culture in a classic film. The next pickup I got is a horror film that came out earlier this year that is one of the best horror films of the year, and there is a brand new prequel film that just came out last week that is called Pearl, and this movie is called X. This is such a great horror film that I really enjoyed. It has a lot of comedy in here, but it doesn't overtake any of the kills or the more slasher moments. It feels so original and unique and a good take on movies that came out during the 70s and how the film industry was changed. This is such a great horror film, and I probably have already said that twice or three times, and I don't know if I'm going to edit that out, but I just want to reiterate how awesome this movie was, and I got it for such a great deal so I could watch it before watching Pearl, and if you haven't seen it, just watch it. The next film I want to talk about is one of two controversial films that I got in this pickup list, and that is Song of the South on Blu-ray. If you're wondering why there's some weird text on here that is not English, that's because that this is a Spanish imported version of this film that I found on Amazon that I could pay for, but I don't think this is a legitimate official release of Song of the South, because if you guys don't know what this movie is, it is a Disney film that is not on Disney Plus, because they never will put this on Disney Plus, because this movie is considered very racially insensitive and just a really terrible movie. So I'm really excited to see what this movie is actually about and how bad it is. I don't know the quality of this disc. It's probably not going to look all that great, because I don't know if there ever was an official release, maybe a European VHS release. So we'll see if this is even Blu-ray quality, but I am really excited to check this out. I might even do a video on it. The next film I want to talk about is a brand new 4K Blu-ray that just came out recently, and I actually had a pretty good deal for it, and that is Michael Mann's Heat. This is a movie that is an instant classic that I really enjoy, and so many movies have copied this, like Ambulance that came out earlier this year. It has a star-studded cast of Robert De Niro, Val Kilmer, and Al Pacino. It is the first time that Al Pacino and Robert De Niro are in a scene together for a film, which has never happened before, surprisingly. I know it really sounds weird, but this is the movie that was able to do it, and I'm really excited to see how awesome and great this movie is going to look, because this is such a great looking film, especially with the audio here. It's going to blow off my speakers, so can't wait to check this movie out, because my wife also hasn't seen this movie, so it's great. The next film I want to talk about is an upgrade from my Blu-ray that I have in my collection, and that is the 4K Blu-ray of Hocus Pocus, as this is an instant classic of the Halloween season. As if you guys have already seen my review in the past, I am not a big fan of Hocus Pocus, as I have watched this movie once a year for the past like 4 or 5 years, and I don't know why I do, because I just don't really enjoy the movie. I probably give it like a 5 out of 10, where before I think I gave it a 4 out of 10. I'm not all that sure, because, you know, the review was a couple years ago, but the new Hocus Pocus movie is coming out this weekend on Disney Plus, and people are excited for this. So I'll probably just end up watching this first one again on 4K, because the Blu-ray isn't all that great, and I heard that this 4K is a lot better, so can't wait to check it out for like a 6th time. The next pickup I got is a part of my brand new 13 Days of Halloween list that my wife was able to put together for a big video that I'm going to talk about each movie, and she added some amazing movies here. And the first one I want to talk about is The Phantom Carriage, as I don't know a single thing about this movie, but it is a Criterion Blu-ray, and it seems really creepy and interesting and a classic 1920s silent film. So if you can't tell, my wife has some pretty good taste, so I wonder where that comes from. But I'm really excited to check this out, because I don't know anything about it, so really hope it's good. For my next pickup, it is a part of the 13 Days of Halloween list that my wife was able to create and add in all the movies that she wanted to see, and it is considered one of the most controversial horror films of all time, especially by a big major studio like Warner Brothers, and that is called The Devils. And if you're wondering why I have 2 versions of this movie, it is because one of them, which is the VHS, is the only physical media home release of this movie in the United States, because they never did DVD, they never did Blu-ray, but they did do a VHS, so I want to have it. I do have a VHS somewhere at my place, and I'm going to put it in and see how it looks. And this one is one of a bootleg Korean version that does have English audio, so you know I'll be able to watch it. And I'm curious to see if this movie looks even better than the VHS and is somewhat remastered. Maybe it'll have the correct aspect ratio. So I'm going to be comparing both versions of these movies and see if they're exactly the same as the other, and I'm really excited to talk about this one in particular. And for this very final pickup I got is a reason why I was wearing my Mickey Mouse shirt today, and that is the Mickey Mouse Living Color Volume 2 out of print DVD tin that I got. This thing is so awesome. It has a ton of Mickey Mouse shorts as I'm trying to collect all of them, and it's part of the Walt Disney Treasure editions that are out of print and they're very hard to find. You got to get a good deal for this. But one of the reasons why I wanted to get this in particular, because there is a short film on here called Runaway Brain that came out in the 90s and is a comedy horror short film, and it has an evil Mickey Mouse in it, and I wanted to be able to watch it because this is the only way you can legally watch this movie without pirating it on the internet. And if you guys know, I will do anything to not pirate something if there is a physical home release of it that I can watch or I can pay for legally. So I'm just glad to have this thing because it is brand new. It is so awesome, and I'm a big fan of Mickey Mouse. As you guys can tell, my Sorcerer Mickey in the back. So can't wait to see all the shorts in here, especially that short. So those were all of the pickups I got in the month of September. Let me know down below in the comment section, what were some of your favorite pickups I got, and what are some pickups you would like for me to pick up in the future or for me to talk about on the channel? I would love to hear about it. Before you guys check out this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a like if you want to, and ring that notification bell so I can see you all in the following video.